Welcome to Sweet and Savory Treats with Gia. Lately, I've been wanting to make things that I crave, and I was craving a pot roast inspired stuffed bell pepper. I'm going to make two different types of stuffed bell pepper. I'm using a mushroom steak for a plant based version, and then I'm using cubed steak meat to make a carnivorous version. And I'm basically macerating garlic in my garlic press, and now we're to our cubed meat. I'm going to season it with garlic powder. And growing up in my family, the way that I learned to season was to season all the way over the top. Don't over season it, but really listen to your ancestors. And I also use my sense of smell when seasoning. Here, I'm going to add a complete seasoning. And in using my sense of smell, I can tell when it's too much of something. I add salt little at a time because you cannot take salt back. Here, I'm adding adobo seasoning. And again, I'm seasoning generously across the top. Black pepper. And these other two seasonings already have salt, so you don't need to go in with a whole lot of salt after you've used a seasoning combination. And then I'm going to add a little sea salt, just a little. Please don't forget to click like and subscribe to my channel. I will be posting weekly, as well as I'm going on vacation next week and I'm going to vlog the entire experience. Lastly, I'm going to go in with Cajun seasoning. I got this Cajun seasoning at Farmer's Market in Atlanta, Georgia. My preference is to go there and get fresh spices. One of my best friends took me there, and literally my favorite place in Atlanta now. Now I'm adding Maggi cubes. Ever since I discovered Maggi cubes, they literally go on practically everything I make, from my greens to anything beef. And I'm telling you, they give everything an elevated flavor. And I get my Maggi cubes directly from Afta's Basket. It is a Afro-Caribbean online pantry. Now we're going to mix it up. And after I mix it, that's when I gauge whether or not I need to go back in and add any additional seasonings. Again, season like your ancestors tell you to. Do not try to wing it, like literally try to tap in. Now I'm going to go in with my Eat Meaty classic steak. It is a mushroom steak. And y'all, since I found this steak, I use this steak and the mushroom chicken for practically everything. It's no soy in it. It's amazing. And the way that it holds together, and it's made purely from mushrooms. Eat Meaty. Check for it in your freezer section at your local grocery store. And I'm going to season the steak the same way that I seasoned the meat. I do not skip a seasoning because it's plant-based. And now I'm going to pan sear the plant-based steak first and get it crispy and golden on both sides. Please remember to follow my Instagram, which is Marinated Goddess, as well as my TikTok, which is also Marinated Goddess. And don't forget to click like and subscribe. And then I'm going to go back into the same pan with the beef. We're basically pan searing the beef on both sides. And once you've pan seared the beef, for the beef gravy, you're going to go back into that same pan with your onion and peppers as well as butter. And you're going to add about maybe like a tablespoon and a half of flour. And you're going to cook the flour. You're going to cook out the flour flavor and essentially brown the flour because you're making a gravy, of course. Once you've fully incorporated the flour and sauteed your onions and peppers, you're going to go in with beef broth. And you'll know when it's time to do that because the pan will kind of get like tough to stir. And you're going to pour in, I use a whole thing of beef broth, and I'm adding bay leaf, fresh thyme, dried rosemary, as well as some additional seasonings. Again, season like your ancestors tell you to. If your mom taught you how to make gravy, don't deviate the process. Add some Worcestershire sauce. Yes, I can say that word, as well as a little bit of browning seasoning, just a little, not a lot. And now you're just going to let that incorporate and cook until it comes to a full complete boil like mine's is. And then you're going to add it to your beef into the pot that you're going to bake it in. Then you're going to put it in the oven at 350 for about 2 hours until the meat is completely tender. I placed my bell peppers in the oven with butter on them. Once they were done, I stuffed them with basmati rice because I don't eat parboiled rice or just long grain rice. And I stuffed mine is the orange bell pepper. I stuffed each one with a tiny bit of rice, and then I am going to top it with the stew once it's ready. I'm going to take out my plant-based steak out of the oven, and I made a plant-based gravy. And now our beef is ready, and we're going to top our bell peppers. That's the plant-based meat, and the other two bell pepper, the red and the yellows, are topped with the pot roast. Once I finished topping with the pot roast, I added mashed potatoes, and you can make your mashed potatoes however you'd like. And here's the finished product. Bon appetit. Please don't forget to click like and subscribe. And next week, our episodes will be cinnamon rolls as well as pupusas.